In this tutorial, we are crafting a striking paper agave plant, a bold and sculptural piece that will add a Southwest touch to your creative space. I'll walk you through the shaping technique that brings each spike leaf to life and tips for building structure and flow. You can pair your agave plant with our other Cali botanical favorites like our California poppies, succulents, and prickly pear cactus to complete this collection, along with mixed textures for a truly show-stopping display for your home or your next celebration. The supplies you'll need for this project is medium weight cardstock. I recommend some sort of shade of green. You'll want to have a pair of scissors to cut out these templates with, or a cutting machine. Both PDF printables and SVG cut files are included with these templates. You'll want to have a hot glue gun. You'll need a dowel rod, 1/2 to 1/4 inch dowel rod to be able to curl these agave plant leaves with. You'll want to have 18 gauge floral wire. You may want to have some floral tape if you need to cover your wire. And then I recommend having either acrylic paint pens or distress inks and oxides and a blending brush to add shading and coloring to this plant, which will really bring it to life. And in this case, I use both the paint pens and the distress oxide together. You'll also want to have some sort of vase and rock gravel to be able to place your plant into. And then of course, you'll need your A-Star Crafters agave plant template, and that information is going to be linked with this video.
Okay, so I have all of my agave cut out here. We're going to go over the number of layers you need to cut out to make our agave plant. You can cut with a pair of scissors, they're PDF printables, and you can also cut with a cutting machine. So I've already got mine cut and prepped here, and I'm going to walk you through how I would add distress inks or oxides and some acrylic paint pens to the edges of our plant just to make it that much more lifelike. But first, let's talk about the count you're going to need to cut out, so the layer count you're going to need to build your plant. In the templates, you're going to see 4 different sizes. Now, if you happen to be using a cutting machine, then feel free to, play around with making different size variations or even adding additional size variations to your plant, but I'll be working with 4 of the variations that are included in the templates here. You're going to need 2 in each size. So you'll see the extra large one, a large, a medium, and a small, and you'll need 2 of each to complete one agave plant. Now, if you look closely here at my plant, you're going to see some color and shading that has kind of come to life here. We've got some different shades of a sort of blue-green that plays on top of that paper, and I've also used an acrylic paint pen in a blue-green and brown on the tips to bring this to life. So let's start by actually adding our distress inks or oxides. So for mine here, I'm going to use this peacock feathers color, and it's a distress oxide. You can also use the distress inks as well. They work very similarly. The distress oxides are just a little bit more opaque and they sit on top of the paper, whereas the inks kind of tend to absorb into the paper a bit more, but both can get the job done. And I really like this pretty peacock feather one. I'm going to open this up and swirl a little bit onto my blending brush here. And then I'm going to start at the bottom kind of middle area and just work my way up. And I'm going to leave a little bit of the tip untouched so you can see that original green color not only coming through a little bit of the oxide, but also see it at the tip. And it creates this fading effect. Agave can often look green and blue to the eye, especially depending on which type of agave plant it is. And so this is kind of like creating that perfect blend of color. And I strongly recommend you do this on both sides. It takes a few extra minutes of work, but because you're going to be seeing this from all different angles, when your plant is completed, it's going to look the most authentic and consistent to do it on both sides. All right, so once the ink is added on both sides, you could totally stop there if you want, but I really love these acrylic paint markers, and I'm going to use it in like a dark green and a brown, and I'm going to go along the edges and the tip of our agave plant here, and it's just going to add that much more life to it. With more shading and colors, you'll often notice when these plants and cactus type plants are nature, they have different shades and colors near the edges and the tips, and so we're kind of mimicking that here. So I like to start with the green in my case, and these are dual tips, so I use the brush side of the marker, and I'll come in just on the edges, and I'm actually getting more ink on the paper underneath it. It's protecting my surface than I am the actual template. Okay, so that's what that would look like. And again, I do recommend taking the time to do this on both sides, but I'm going to carry on now with the next color, and then I would flip it over and repeat on the other side. So I'm going to take my brown here now, and I'm just focusing on the tip. So I'm taking like from the top down, I'll do a little swipe. And again, more is going on the paper beneath the surface than the actual template for the most part. Just that little kiss of color really makes such a difference in how realistic this can look. So here's kind of a close-up of what that can look and feel like. And you don't have to do these steps, but you'll notice that they are a lot of fun to do. Okay, so once that part is done, we now need to shape this out. So I am going to use a wood dowel for this. You could also use like a paintbrush, a pencil. This is a 1/4 inch wood dowel. You can use 1/2 inch wood dowel. Something just to curl this with. So I literally put it in the middle, and we're going to curl it each edge up and around. And this is just going to add dimension to our plant. Curling it up and around. Okay, and then I like to fold it up right where this leaf meets the center. Give it a crease. Just like this. You're also going to need to puncture a hole right through the center here. So just take a pair of scissors very carefully on a puncture-resistant surface. Or if you're very careful like I'm doing here, just puncturing a little hole right in the middle, because we're going to be actually putting this onto a wire so that when we set it into a vase, we can actually shove it into like foam that's in the vase and then cover it with rocks, and it will be nice and stable and it won't go like flying off the top of our vase. Instead of it just sitting on top of a vase, it'll actually almost be in the vase with its wire. So you'll want to just pluck a little hole there because we're going to be threading that up as we move to the assembly step. All right, so now that those are prepped, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that 18 gauge floral wire here, and I'm gonna take my needle nose pliers, and I'm going to just bend it about maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch down at the tip, and I'm gonna form a small little circle that's sticking out at a 90-degree angle. Okay, small little circle like this. And we're going to start with the smallest one here first. So make sure you're going in order of size. It can be helpful to just lay them out in a progressive order. And this first one here, we want it to stay fairly closed. So we're actually going to gather it together like this. And what you can also do is tuck and twist it. So if you want, you can actually tuck it one leaf inside the next one, kind of like it's being fanned out, until you end up with it all gathered together. Doesn't have to be perfect, just roughly gathered together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to want to tack this a little bit. So you're actually going to add a little bit of glue between these petals to help hold this position of these petals in a more upright state. So take your hot glue gun here, and I add just a little bit in between these. Go around and do that on each one. And if it kind of falls in on itself a little bit, that's actually not a bad thing, to where like if one ends up kind of sitting more inside of the others, it makes it look a little more natural. The goal here is just to keep this upright so that it's not going to completely just fall open as the paper relaxes over time. And before we slide this all the way down in, we need to add some glue. And this little circle that we formed at the top, it's actually going to act as a bit of a stopper, and it's going to have the glue on the bottom of it so that it stays exactly where it's supposed to. And you can also take your fingers at the bottom and kind of stabilize it, but then take your wood dowel and even stick it down in. If your finger can't fit in there, because mine can't. So the dowel can help hold that in place until that glue grabs. Okay, so now we have that on the wire. Now we're going to thread the next one up. So I'm still on the smallest layer here. I'm going to thread that one through. So I'm going to slide this one up and we're going to add glue to the underside of this one. And go ahead and just push this one up against it at first and get it seated. Okay, the next step here is to add a little bit of glue right where it meets at the base on each of these leaves and just tack it upright. And notice how it's progressively opening a little bit. So it's not flat against the first layer, but we're just holding it at the bottom with a little bit of glue so that it's starting to progressively open out. Okay, so here is where we're at after the first two smallest layers. And then we're going to go to the next size here. So I'm going to go ahead and thread this on. And you're going to repeat this process. And this time I'm going to place this up and I'm going to just, it's not an exact science, but I like to try to pay attention that these points are kind of roughly falling in between the 2 points from the layer previous to it. And you are going to want to do the same thing here. So even though it is progressively opening out more, just a little bit of glue right at that bottom where it makes that connection to have it open up. And you can even kind of press and bend these out a bit. Press with your finger at the bottom and kind of let it open out and bend to accomplish that kind of progressiveness that it needs to open in a very kind of natural looking way. Pushing that up against that. Okay, so here's where I'm at with my plant. And you can see it's not perfectly even. This one's kind of actually sticking up a little bit higher than the rest of these right now, and that's fine because this is what a plant in nature would actually grow like too. It's not perfection, right? Okay, so we're moving on to the next one. This is our second to largest. Pull this all the way up. And at this point, I'm really trying to pay attention to the leaf points alternating as I add each layer. So this one I just added here, you can see they fall pretty accurately in between the layer that was beneath it, or I should say on top of it. And you can assess for yourself at each stage of these layers now how much you need to tack at the base. I think I'm going to do a little more tacking on this one, but it might be the last layer that I really need to do that with, because now we've reached a point where it's kind of opening so much that it feels natural for it to be super wide and loose. All right, moving on to the next one, and then we only have our large layer left after this. All right, I'm going to move straight in to the largest one now. Add a generous amount of glue. It's got a little bit bigger down here. All right, so here's what we're working with here. This is really pretty and so much fun. And now we need to style it. So I recommend having some sort of like potted vase or planter, something like a succulent planter can work really well. And then all I've done here is I've just placed a piece of foam in the bottom and some rocks on top here. This is entirely optional, but you're going to want something to stick this wire into, like a piece of foam, and then you'll want some sort of coverage like these rocks. So I'm going to trim this down too because my wire does not need to be this tall. So I'm going to cut this in half probably. And we're going to shove this down into the foam that's underneath these rocks in this vase so that it's going to hold its position. We'll see the rocks peeking through a little bit, which is nice, but then it'll actually be attached to the planter. And depending on how you want it to sit, so you can kind of see mine here is sitting up a little bit, but it seems a little wobbly, and I need to trim this down a bit more. So I recommend having it pretty close to the surface of the planter. There we go. Now it sits nicely in there and it's nice and secure. It moves, but it's not going to fly off if it tips to the left or the right, right? Like it's secure in there. And look how pretty our paper agave plant turned out. This is super easy to make. cut with a cutting machine or a pair of scissors, and have a lot of fun creating your own paper plants.
If you're ready for more, download the Agave plant template and discover the full Cali botanical collection inside of A-Star Crafters. You're going to find links to those templates and resources with this video, and I will see you there, my friend.